you might notice is that buzzing sound. That's also caused by the air molecules moving around, bumping into others, and eventually bumping into your eardrum, which is why we hear sound at all. Out in the natural world, we might call this lightning and thunder. Lightning and thunder come from the exact same source, the bolt of lightning. The only reason we tend to see a bolt of lightning before we hear that rumble of lightning is because light travels much faster. And we can find out how this rubber tire is affected by a medium-sized lightning bolt, since of course the lightning here in the theater not nearly as powerful as natural lightning. So keep your eyes and ears peeled to that tire. Well, let's find out what happens. Did that rubber tire seem to do much of anything to stop or even slow down those electric charges? No. It busted right through, no problem. Which makes sense if we think a little bit more about it. Here in the theater, our medium-sized lightning bolts travel through several feet of insulating air. A natural lightning bolt might be traveling through several miles of insulating air to likely strike the top of your car, typically made out of metal. So that natural lightning bolt can travel through 4, 6, maybe even 8 miles of insulating air to strike the conducting metal top of your car. Are those few inches of insulating rubber on the bottom going to help you out? No. And we just need evidence to prove that to ourselves. So if it's not the rubber tires, could it be the metal? Yes. Maybe is a great answer in science. It sounds crazy, and right now we have no evidence to support it or to refute it. So what do we need to do? Test it out. And the way we can test this out is not by driving my car into the theater. Why not? Well, I'm kind of attached to both my car as well as the theater of electricity. But some of you might notice the giant metal burner cage. This can actually replicate the metal shell of a car quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead, put my life in the hands of science, climb inside of this entirely conducting metal object, top, sides, and bottom, entirely surrounded by metal, and then I'm going to raise it closer to the giant lightning-producing machine. Because if those electric charges are finding the easiest pathways to the ground, typically the easiest pathway is through the shortest distance of an insulator. So I'm going to shorten up the distance of air between the cage and the machine, so there's no question this cage is going to get struck by lightning. So for those of you who suggested that metal can protect you, I'm kind of banking on the fact that you are correct. Because if it turns out it is not the metal, I'm in big trouble. But one way or the other, we're about to find out. We're going to get those motors started up, make sure I'm absolutely positively the tallest object here in the theater, take a seat in the middle of my makeshift car, so now we can find out what happens if I strike this cage with over 1 million volts of electricity. Are you ready? Yeah! More importantly, am I ready? My headphones are going on, my fingers are crossed. Here goes nothing. audience that you are, I'm sure that you knew that I knew I would actually be safe. This would be a terrible demonstration to test out for the first time in front of a live museum audience. But I knew it was going to be safe for an important reason. A lightning bolt is a little bit different than the electricity that comes from your wall outlets. With a lightning bolt, you have a very fast-moving, rapidly changing burst of energy. Because of this constant changing, the electric charges are getting pushed only to the outer skin of that metallic object, something we refer to as the skin effect. If it travels only along the outer skin, not only was I safe sitting in the middle, but I was still entirely safe touching the inside surface of the bars. Had my hand slipped through the bars, had I held on to the bars, different story entirely. So we talked a lot about the electric charges, how they move, why we can see and hear a lightning bolt, even a couple of different ways we can protect ourselves from those natural lightning bolts. But I'm guessing that at least one or two of you out there are probably ready for the indoor lightning storm that I promised. I'd like to think you all come here we talk, but I know that's not entirely true. You certainly want to see what these machines can do. So we're going to get them started up. Even at the end of the lightning storm, if you have any questions, comments, stories, please feel free to stick around. I'd be happy to chat with you. My one big request for your safety as well as mine is that nobody comes running up onto the stage. If you have something like your